Welcome to this episode of Technology Times, insider tips for your business with certified technology specialist Jeannie DeWitt.
Over time our computers start to run slower. They never run as fast as they did when we first purchased them. But the question is why? So here are a few reasons. The first is simply perception. We perceive that our computer is actually running slower because of these smartphones and tablets that we're using that are basically getting instantaneous access for us. Think about getting our email on a computer. We have to turn on our computer, we have to wait for it to boot, then we have to find our application, we have to load our application, we have to wait for it to load, and then we can see our email. But on our smartphone, all we have to do is turn it on, swipe this, press this, and I'm seeing my email almost instantaneous. So it's just a perception sometimes that our computer is running slower when it's actually not. The second is our internet speed. As our websites that we're going to out on the internet are becoming more and more sophisticated, they're downloading more and more information to our computers, which is requiring more and more bandwidth. So your internet speed may not be fast enough to handle what's going on outside, and a lot of times people are upgrading their internet connection when they are upgrading their computers. So you should be checking with your internet service provider because a lot of times you can get a faster speed for less money than what you're paying now. The third is you want to make sure that you have enough free hard drive space on your computer. Over time your operating system will eat up space on your hard drive even if you never store anything out on your hard drive. So you want to make sure that you have enough hard drive space free, and you really want to have at least 15% free of your hard drive available to your operating system at all times to make it run optimally. The fourth is that your hard drive may have become too fragmented. When you store a file or save a file to your computer, basically what it does is it looks for the first available space or empty space that it can store that file, and it stores as much of that file as it possibly can. If it can't store the whole file, it searches for or goes to the next open space, and it stores as much of that file as it can there, and goes to the next open space, stores as much of the file as it can there, and so on until the entire file has been stored. Well, when you have a brand new computer, you have a lot of open space that you can store that file in, and usually your computer can store that file in one contiguous file or one contiguous location. But as your computer gets older and you've been deleting files and saving files, that drive becomes fragmented, and the computer has to start storing the files in smaller increments in a lot of locations. So as you can imagine, it's a lot faster for your computer to access and retrieve a file that's in one location than it is for it to retrieve a file that's in 50 locations. So you're going to want to load a defrag utility on your hard drive, and it will tell you how fragmented your hard drive is and whether or not you should do anything about it. And finally, your computer may just be getting old. A computer that's 4 years old has less processing power than my smartphone. So if I'm asking it to run applications that are of today's applications, well, it probably just can't. And if it does, it's not going to do it very efficiently or very fast, and you're going to be very unhappy with it. So if you have any questions about this, you can enter a comment below. I'd be glad to answer your questions, or you can go to our website at www.hireanitexpert.com. And as always, I hope you learned something today, and I look forward to seeing you on our next show.
Thanks for watching this episode of Technology Times with Jeannie DeWitt. For more great information, visit Jeannie's website at hireanitexpert.com. Also browse the other shows found right here at Toledo Biz TV Shows.